Alright guys, we're going to be doing a tutorial today on shad rigs. We're going to pretty much build a shad rig that will not break and actually keeps the baits separate. I don't know if you've ever bought a pre-tied shad rig, but they tend to tangle up, it's a mess, and they break. So we're going to get into that. Let's go guys. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is take about 3 foot of line out. 2 foot can't hurt. Really just depends on how long you want your rig. Alright. So, first thing you're going to do is figure out how far back you want your jig from your spoon. I like mine about a foot and a half. So, I'm going to take this line right here and I'm going to make a loop with it. And I'm going to take that loop and go around my 2 fingers. You see now I've got a little circle right there. I'm going to take that loop and I'm going to go around that circle I just made, the inside of that circle, 6 times. Alright, see your knot forming? Wet your knot. Always wet your knots. Pull it nice and snug. So we've got our loop. That's where your jig is going to be going. Next step is to give this knot a way of keeping that jig off of your spoon and away from your main line. Or not your main line, but whatever you want to call that. So you're going to take your 2 tag ends and you're going to go over each other with them. Just like that. Can you see that good? Alright. And you're going to take one of your tag ends, it doesn't matter which one you do first, and you're going to go around 3 or 4 times. I like to do 4 times just to make a really strong knot. Alright, now you got that. Take your finger, your index finger, and stick it right at the end of those loops and do the same exact thing on the other side. Alright, now that you got your loops on both sides, where you had your index finger, you're going to take that original knot you made and you're going to stick it right through that hole. Alright, now here's where it gets tricky. When you tighten this down, you want that original knot that you made to be right up against this line right here. And tighten her down. Alright. And now you have a T-knot. Alright, my next step is to get your spoons. Doesn't matter how you tie it, whatever way you're comfortable with tying a knot. Go with the green spoon for this one. I'm going to use a new one, so I'm probably going to use this tomorrow. I like honey hole. They're bomb. Alright, whatever end you want your spoon on, it's usually going to be the longer end. Go ahead and tie her up. I use a fisherman's knot. At least that's what my daddy calls it. I'm not sure what it's actually called.
off your excess. That one looks like it wants to go on there. Alright, now get your jig head. For this one, I'm looking for a green. Alright, something else that's really important when you make these rigs is that you tie your jig fairly close to your line right here. Otherwise, you get tangles. You can cut these loops. It's not going to make any difference. That's not going to come apart. Cut your excess. Get yourself a barrel swivel. I try to use ones that are really small and not real shiny, because if you get the huge ones on there, the shad will actually hit your swivels. So I like to go with these little tiny ones. The swivel is important, especially if you use braid for your shad fishing, because if not, your line's gonna, every time this bait twists around, your line's gonna twist around. So trying to do like a uni to uni knot, it's a mess. All right, and there you have it, guys. Your basic shad rig. Super simple.